guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about turnout. So I already have a turnout tips video, and if you haven't seen that yet, I would highly recommend going and watching that, because I go into much more detail of what turnout actually is, what we need to be thinking about. But I think it's really important that before we do stretches and exercises for turnout, we actually really understand what turnout is and where it comes from. So I've broken today's video down into stretches and exercises, because even if you have strong turnout muscles, if they're not flexible enough, then you won't get the turnout. And the same even if you have good turnout in terms of flexibility, if you can't hold that turnout, then it's not really that helpful when you're actually dancing. So it's really important to have both things. Remember, the weight onto the balls of the feet, push the heels forward and then lower, and that's where we're going to work from. Remember as well, don't collapse the arches of the feet, keep the arches nice and lifted. We're just going to put our hands on the hips, because all we're thinking about now is turnout, and we're going to do 8 relevés, so that's plie and then straight up to releve, and then we're going to do 8 eleves, which is the same but without a plie. As I plie, knees are going over toes. I'm really trying to rotate from here all the way around, feeling this action of the muscles wrapping to the back. Again, not sticking out my bum, but also not pushing forward, keeping the coccyx straight down to the floor. Plie, we're coming straight up, but I'm still thinking about the rotation here. So let's do 8 together. And plie, releve, 2, 3, keep the knees out, 4, 5, nice deep plie, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now we're going to do our eleves. So remember, the knees stay straight, and not only straight but engaged. I'm pulling my adductors together here, so I'm not leaving this gap. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm not leaving this gap. I'm pulling my adductors together. Again, rotating all around here, pulling up, and let's do 8 together. And 1, 2, push the heels forward every time as we come down. 3, 4, 5, keep the adductors engaged. 6, 7, and 8. So the next thing we're going to do is work one leg at a time, and I'm going to come to a coup de pied position but in parallel, and then we're going to turn out. So we're going to do 8 on each leg in coup de pied, and then we're going to bring it up to retire and do the same in retire. So remember, when we turn out, we're still going to keep the supporting leg engaged and pulling up. So this is not going to happen, because that's going to make it more difficult to turn out. This, okay? Still pulling up from the supporting leg, and also keeping that heel push forward. So you probably can't see, but if I do it from the side, making sure that heel is pushed forward. We don't want this. Heel push forward. So we're going to do these quite slowly, because the idea is to find your maximum turnout. So really opening up, going to your absolute maximum. So here we go, standing leg strong, don't let the hips sink, keep the hips even, nice and pulled up. And 1, 2, 3, feel the muscles working. 4, 5, keep the heel forward. 6, 7, and 8. Let's change legs. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Feel that nice rotation. 4, 5. Be careful that you don't go with the leg. 6, torso straight. 7, and 8. Let's do the same now, but in retire or passé. So up, again, supporting leg nice and strong. So we're going to really feel this in the hip and in the glutes as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, feel that rotation. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Change legs. Knee nice and straight, pulling up in the supporting leg, abs engaged. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go to your maximum. 4, 5, really challenge yourself. 6, heel forward. 7, and 8. So now I'm going to put my leg up on the bar. So obviously this is my leg in parallel. So I'm going to turn out my supporting leg, remember, coming up and then lowering, none of this shuffling of the toes. And then I'm going to try and rotate this leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to plie, and you'll see that as you come down, you can actually work on your turnout more. So I'm thinking about that as I come down and then up, and we're going to do 8. So here we go. Thinking about this rotation the whole time, so not letting it come here. Thinking, wrapping all these muscles around. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, feeling that rotation, and 5, 6, bring that heel forward each time, 7 and 8. And now we're going to do the same to the side. So again, the top leg does not want to be looking up. I want to be rotating that leg round. And the same thing, every time I plie, trying to rotate more, because the plie is going to release the hip a little bit so we can get even more rotation. So here we go, we're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So let's go with the other leg, and 1, 2, feeling the rotation, 3, 4, 5, 6, thinking about that bottom leg as well, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Feel the rotation. If you want to, you can try this in arabesque as well. I'm not going to do it today, but I'll just show you how we can get our alignment. Remember, for arabesque, we need to be bringing this hip down, but keeping the leg nice and rotated. The bottom foot should not be in parallel. Remember that we want to keep the supporting leg turned out as well. So this is the alignment that we're going to look for arabesque. And again, as you come to plie, trying to increase that rotation of the back leg. So if you're going to do these stretches with me, then please make sure that you are warmed up and you're in a nice warm room. And also please bear in mind that the longer you do the stretch for, the better it's going to be. And the more times you repeat it, the better you're going to get. So I'm just doing a super quick version today, and I would highly recommend doing these exercises and stretches that I'm going to show you at least like 4 or 5 times each exercise and each stretch. So the stretch we're going to start with is, of course, the frog stretch, which we all know and either love or hate. But we're going to do it with a varying degree of a bend of the knees. So let's start with the kind of traditional frog stretch, which is quite close, and we're going to just come forward for 4, hold for 4 and come up for 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, come up with a straight back, 2, 3 and 4. Now we're going to open a little bit more and do the exact same thing. So remember, letting the knees drop to the side. And we repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, straight back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to open to a really long diamond shape, and it's the same again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3. 4 straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to finish, we're going to do straight legs but still turned out and do the same stretch. So down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4 straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next stretch we're going to do is a little bit more intense. So I would never recommend starting with this stretch, but it's a good one to finish with when you're really warmed up. So it's basically the frog but upside down. So lower ourselves down onto the mat, and you can do this either down or you can come up if you also want a nice back stretch at the same time. Now remember, with this one you can do it with heels together, or you can also do it with just toes together, but don't let the feet drop, because this is going to get you into bad habits of sickling the feet. So even if your heels are together, keep the toes up, and as well, if you're just touching the toes, then keep the toes facing upwards. So the next stretch we're going to do lying down, and we're going to hold the heel to help us to feel the turnout muscles. So I'm going to hold the heel and just letting this leg also be a turnout, and pulling that heel towards me and trying to feel that rotation. So we're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to let go, keep that rotation as we lower, and repeat with the other leg. So holding the heel, keeping both legs rotated, extend that leg, pulling the heel towards you, and 1, 2, 3, 4, release, keep the turnout, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do the same in second position. So opening out to second, heel up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, release, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same on the other side. I don't have space to do it that way, so I'm going to do it facing you. Heel up, 1, 2, 3, 4, release, 1, 2, 3, 4. The last stretch we're going to do is the middle split, but we're going to do it with a stretch band, because it's going to really help to do it in a turned out position. So as you can see, I've got my stretch band on my feet, and it's behind my back, which is what's going to help me to feel the rotation this way round. So I'm not going to fight against it, because I could do this, which would be fighting against it. I'm going to let the band take my feet round and kind of help it by engaging here and trying to turn out. And this is a great one to do while you're watching television, while you're on Instagram, or whatever you're doing. Just put the band on, stay here, and just let the band work its magic. And you can do this both passively and actively. So right now this is passive, I'm not using any muscles, it's just the band is doing all the work for me. This is fine. It's also good to do active stretching as well. So here I'm engaging my knees, I'm really thinking about using my turnout as well. So I'm kind of doing the work and the band is just helping me. So another thing you can do is also to try and come forward, but keep the toes towards the ceiling, and see how far down you can come until your toes start to come forward. So that's it, guys. I realise that some of these are really quite basic, they're quite fundamental, but really that is where turnout comes from. It's so important to get the turnout in the basics so that you can hold it when you get to doing more complicated movements. And apart from these stretches and exercises that I've shown you today, the best way to get good at turnout is to think about it for your whole ballet class. There is no moment in ballet class when you can just stop thinking about turnout, unless you've gotten to a really good level where you automatically engage those muscles. But I think as a beginner especially, it's really important to always be thinking about your turnout, because it's not something that comes naturally to humans. We're not really built in that way. So you do need to train your body to know where the muscles are, to feel where those muscles are, to engage those muscles. I can tell you that even after more than 5 years of dancing ballet as an adult, I still think about turnout in every single class and every single exercise. So It's not one of those things that like you learn turnout and then you tick it and then you move on. It really is about consistency and hard work. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Remember, if you haven't watched my other turnout video, I will link it in the description box below so you can go and watch that as well. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.